fill it all out before I give it to you. Those are specifics.
Oh, would be no form?
So the hotel bill that we're asking about is a signature.
It's on my credit card. Oh, that should not be.
That's what I said to her. Because the other charge, I was like, because when I checked it,
Yeah, that should have gone on my credit card.
it's insurance.
Yeah.
And I said, the city here, she goes, that's not an answer.
Oh, no, that totally should have gone to mine. Okay, well, we'll get it back. Because I got the receipt for yours and Paul's. The receipt, the Weston receipt.
So I
Email.
actually, I asked her to check.
Yeah, so she should run the one that was, yeah, okay.
Good evening and welcome to the September the 14th, 2023 meeting of the Florissant City Council. I would ask you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Sir. Caputa? Here. Childroth? Here. O'Donnell? Here. Pagano? Here. Parson? Siam? Harris? Here. Manganelli? Here. Egan.
Let the record reflect that a quorum is present tonight. Approval of the minutes. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes of August the 28th, 2023? Seeing none, Mr. Harris makes a motion to approve these minutes. It's seconded by Mr. Schildroth. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the minutes are approved. Our next item is hearing from citizens. This is an item to speak to the council on any item that is not necessarily on the agenda for a period up to 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you'd like to speak to a council member or the mayor, please stay until after the meeting is finished. If you are here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when that public hearing is called. If you wish to speak, I would ask you to fill out a speaker's card. There's a table that has yellow cards on it over there. If you'll fill that card out and then hand it to our counselor for this evening, we will call you in order. Deborah DeCou. Come up, ma'am. If you'd be so kind as to state your name for the record and speak right into the microphone, I would greatly appreciate it.
My name is Deborah DeCou Winston, and I am here because of an incident that transpired on Sunday at the Egan Center. My friend, her husband, and I were swimming. I swim there every single day. I am a senior citizen, and there was a very serious fight that broke out. The kids leaving the inside of the center literally jumped over the two of us and proceeded to, it looked like they were attempting to kill the child that they were beating. They were all beating one specific person. Nobody called the police. I was screaming for someone to stop it and help. She went inside to get help and to call the police. But my concern is I go to that center every single day. I am a senior. I do it for my health. And there are no machines to detect guns or anything like that. And had someone had a gun that day, we would have all been killed. I was literally here, and they jumped over me for this brawl. And the police came and whatnot, but my concern is I don't feel safe. So this is, I'm requesting that there is the machine to detect, the metal detectors be put there, and security, because there is no security at that center. So that's pretty much what I'm here to speak about. And it is a concern, and I will continue to raise it until something happens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Since this is a public forum right now, the Chief of Police is here. Chief, would you care to come up and address what this lady has stated? Certainly. Thank you.
Good evening. So she is correct. There was a fight the disturbance originated in the gymnasium where there were multiple kids playing basketball. The fight basically carried on to the outside of the Egan Center. I do disagree with her. She said no one called the police. We actually received 2 phone calls, one from the public and then one from staff at the Egan Center requesting that the police respond. I think at that time we had 5 cars that were there. So although it was a fight, I do think staff acted extremely appropriately. Obviously, we would not want our staff to engage in a physical confrontation with anyone. So the police did respond. We have identified the people that are involved in the incident. We are currently following up with that, and we should put some closure to this. But I think as far as the incident goes, although I know it was shocking and certainly disturbing, the staff did exactly what they were supposed to do. They called the police, which is exactly what we would instruct them to do. We were there quickly, and again, I think we'll be able to bring some resolution to the case itself.
Thank you very much. Any council questions or comments on that? That's it. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. You may come up, or may I ask a question? May you come up and state your name?
My name is Martha Corwin, and that's my husband. I was with Deborah. And since the event,
Can you hold your comment till you come up so we can all hear you, ma'am?
Yes,
Thank
certainly.
you. Your name again, ma'am?
Yes, my name is Martha Corwin, and my husband and I were with Deborah for the event. And I've since spoken with Robert and with the chief of police. And maybe she did misspeak. What we were upset about was the fact that we couldn't get them to make that call immediately. There was a delay between when those staff people called. Okay. And since then, I've spoken with the chief of police, and we understand each other. Their response was amazing. As always, they're always there on time. But it doesn't matter if they show up if nobody's willing to call them immediately, and that was part of the issue. And I have spoken with Robert, too, and asked that, like Deborah, we'd like to see some sort of security measures, even if it's just, like even at the elementary school, they have a sign on the door that says, no guns allowed in here. We don't even have a warning on ours. And it is specifically for the seniors and for the youth. And there were probably close to 80 to 100 people involved in that. And also my concern that hasn't been brought up was the fact that when it happened and the boys ran out of the door, then the gymnasium opened up and another 40 or 50 people came rushing out. And we didn't realize it at the time, but also at the Egan Theater, there must have been a play or some event going on in there, because they fed them. They opened the doors. Nobody went in to tell them that there was an event to kind of stay in place just until we secured it or saw what was happening. And they just fed right into the rest of them. There was probably close to 90 people in that main lobby trying to come and go. It was just a recipe for some serious stuff to happen if just one person had brought something. And there's nothing to prevent it. Nothing. There's no signage. There's no requirements for you to wear clear backpacks, anything, when we go into that gym. So that's the reason why we wanted that discussed today, and see if somebody could help us come up with some ideas that maybe could be implemented.
Very good. Thank you. I know that the mayor has told me that the administration is aware of this, and we're going to work with the chief and the parks director to work on that issue. Thank you. Do we have any other cards that have not been turned in that people want to speak? You have to, if you'll fill out a card, ma'am, why don't you come up and talk and then fill out a card and state your name? State your name for the record, please, and you have 3 minutes to address the council.
Oh, boy. My name is Donna Cottom, C-O-T-T-O-M, as in Mary. I live at River Chase Apartments, and this is the first time I've ever been to a meeting, a Board of Aldermen meeting, and I didn't know if this is where I should come to express my anger, frustration, all of it, okay? Regarding expired temp tags. And I did ask the chief and if this is where I would say something, and he said yes, and I'll be willing to answer any questions that you have as well. You know, I drive from River Chase Apartments down on Howdershell Keevan to Highway 270 to go south. And in that short period of time, I'm not exaggerating, probably 3 minimum. And there is a school, I passed a school, I don't remember the name of the school on the right, but you have to go 30 through there. And so I tapped my brakes. This happened last week. I tapped my brakes and a car flew around me 40, 45 miles an hour with an expired temp tag on a cell phone, okay? And I'm like, this world has just gone crazy. I've been driving since I was 15 years old. I used to be a homeowner. I had to pay personal property tax receipt and go get a license plate and get the sticker and all that. And also, I drove off of a car lot August 9th. And my temp tag, okay, expires 10/7, and it's $1,325 tax that I have to go pay and transfer my plates from my previous car to my new car, okay? Do you know, I'm going to do that because I was raised to be legal, do the next right thing, but I can have a lot of fun on $1,300, okay? That's just the truth. I am so sick of it. This really isn't funny anymore. I used to say, okay, COVID's done, COVID's over with, everybody, let's get our license plates. The chief did tell me, thank you, that he writes tickets after tickets after tickets after tickets. What more? What can be done? You know, I'm so confused. And also, my question, I was told...
I'm sorry, you've hit your 3 minutes, and I've got to cut you off.
Okay.
I apologize, but, you know, we're aware of it, certainly on the council, and state representatives are also aware of it, and they're trying to come up with a solution as well.
And I did call Jeff City also.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And you are in Mr. Manganelli's ward, by the way. That is your area, right, Paul?
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Now I'm going to go home. I didn't mean to come up here and just, you know, vent and go home, but I have to get up at 5. Okay.
It was good to see you.
Thank you very much for your time.
You are welcome. And our next item on the agenda is communications, and there are no communications this week. Public hearings. Public hearing number 2309016.
In accordance with Section 405.125 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri, in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Thursday, September 14th, 2023, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition: to authorize a special use permit to allow for a carry-out restaurant located at 2636 North Highway 67 in an existing B3 Extensive Business District, BLB Wings. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email kgoodwin@florissant.com.
Is the petitioner present?
Yes.
Come right on up, please, and state your name. Good evening and welcome. If you'll state your name and if you'll give us an idea what your project is all about, we'd love to hear it.
Hi, I'm Suzetta Porter, Bus Loop Burgers. Wings is coming, and we're going to be basically like the next wing stop. That format, that same idea, the same concept, set up, takeout only, closed on Sundays, open kind of late, around midnight, open about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and hope to have this project finished before December, if not January.
Now, this is correct to takeout only, or is this a sit-down
Takeout only.
takeout only? Mr. Siam.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for coming tonight, Ms. Porter. I only have a couple of questions because it seems pretty straightforward, but I was just going to ask, are you going to have two commercial spaces, or are you going to like merge both spaces into like one restaurant, basically?
It's a good question. So it's two separate entities.
Right. I mean, it had two different addresses, like, I mean, your current Bus Loop Burgers and the other one, right? So I just didn't know, like, are you going to knock down the wall between them and just have one place? Or I was just kind of wondering how that would work.
We get that all the time. So it's going to be separate, totally
Okay.
separate.
Okay. And you're going to have, I mean, you kind of described it a moment, but is that the same hours of operation for, as Bus Loop Burgers?
No, Bus Loop Burgers is open from 10:30 a.m. Monday through Saturday only to 9 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. And for the new place, are you planning on getting a liquor license or anything like that?
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. I can't think of anything else right now. If I think of anything, I'll let you know, but that's it. Thank you for doing business here in Florissant. So,
Thank you for having us.
Ms. Pagano.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm just curious, why the different hours? Why midnight?
Thanks for asking. Midnight hours, because the wings, people have a tendency to come in late for wings, and it's just something that they do. It's not a fad or a trend that's going to go away. It's just the norm, and they want them late, and the later the better. This is why Wingstop extended their hours, and it's just going on now. Some people are opening up at 3 and 4 in the morning, different places, ghost kitchens maybe, just different people.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Mr. Parson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Ms. Porter.
Good evening.
Hey, I was looking at the documentation that we received, and I saw there was going to be a kitchen remodel on this place. Can you just kind of describe what's going on?
Sure. So right now it's just a white box, and we're going to have a hood system, and underneath we're going to have 5 deep fryers, and we're going to have a whole build out of the kitchen. So we're going to have a walk-in cooler, and then we're going to have your tables and shelving, and the register, of course.
Okay. But nothing special about the remodel, though. It's just going to be typical
Nothing out of
wood
the
and all that.
ordinary.
Okay.
Just your basic kitchen. We're making it as simple as possible.
Okay. Now, I know you guys are known for your burgers, but how are your wings?
Excellent.
They're excellent?
Excellent.
Okay.
They
I'm
are
looking
in
forward to
demand.
that.
This is why we had to do this. They are like no wings, no burgers. And they mean business. We cut them out for about 2 months at the St. Anne location, and we saw the decrease in sales and the phone calls, and we even made some commercials. We do have some content out there with some commercials and videos on busloopburgers.com videos or what have you, and they were serious. But we do have the best wings and the best burgers in St. Louis, I'm just saying.
All right, this is being recorded. We're going to see.
Absolutely. I stand by it.
All right, that's all the questions I have, Mr.
Thank
President.
you.
Ms. Porter, I just got one comment, one question. In some of these shopping centers, we tend to start seeing trash that build up outside, and a lot of times, especially these fast food places. We hope that you'll commit to policing your lot and making sure your lot's spick and span and as clean and tasty as your food is.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Not seeing any additional further council questions, I would ask if there's anyone in the public that is attending and that would like to make comment before we end this public hearing. Not seeing any, Mr. Siam makes a motion to close the public hearing. That is seconded by Mr. Schildroff. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the public hearing is closed. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Public hearing number 2309-017.
In accordance with Section 67110 of the revised statutes of Missouri, the public hearing will be held by the City Council of the City of Florissant in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on September 14, 2023 at 7 p.m. to set the property tax rates for 2023. The tax rate is determined, I'm going to let her do that. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk, please, 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Good evening. You'll state your name and your position, and we'll let you have the floor.
Thank you. My name is Christine Layton. I'm in the Finance Department of the City of Florissant, and I'm here representing Kimberly Johnson. Section 67.110 of the revised statutes of Missouri, this public hearing is to set the property taxes for 2023. The proposed tax rate remains at 12 cents.
I see no questions or comments from council. Before we end this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make comment? Is seeing none, Mr. O'Donnell makes a motion to close this public hearing. That is seconded by Ms. Pagano. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that public hearing is closed. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you for your time.
All business. Bills for second reading. Bill number 9900. Councilman O'Donnell moves for second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Siam. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit for the operation of a sit-down carry-out restaurant at 1290 North Highway 67, Sugar Fire, in a B3 zoning district.
Councilman O'Donnell makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing special use permit for the operation of a sit-down carry-out restaurant at 1290 North Highway 67, Sugar Fire, in a B3 zoning district.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, go please poll the council.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth.
Yes.
O'Donnell.
Yes.
Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris. Yes. Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan.
Yes. Bill number 9900 passes and becomes ordinance number 8909. Bill number 9901. Mr. Siam moves for a second reading. That is seconded by myself. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to Title III Traffic Code, Schedule 3, Stop Intersections, Table 3A, one-way stops by adding a stop sign at Surrey at Tremont.
Mr. Siam makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Harris. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to Title III Traffic Code, Schedule 3, Stop Sections, Table 3A, one-way stops by adding a stop sign at Surrey and Tremont.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth.
Yes.
O'Donnell.
Yes.
Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris. Yes. Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes. Bill number 9901 passes and becomes ordinance number 8910. New business. Board appointments, Your Honor.
Thank you. I wish to appoint Carol Leibler to the Senior Commission.
Move for approval by Mr. Shildroff, seconded by Mr. Manganelli. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The appointment is made.
Thank you. I have one other. I wish to appoint Ryan Sextro to the Youth Advisory Commission.
Mr. Caputa makes a motion to approve. That is seconded by Mr. Siam. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the appointment shall be made.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Request. The next item is a request to approve a special event permit for Restaurant 2.0 located at 462 North Highway 67. That motion is made by Mr. O'Donnell, seconded by myself. Discussion. Is the petitioner present? I would make a motion to suspend the rules and invite Mr. Dew to the council, to the podium to answer questions. Seconded by Mr. Caputo. Any discussions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Good evening, Mr. Dew. How are you? It's been a long day, I'm sure. Hey, will you explain to us your the event that you wish to have?
So every year they pick a different location and they have a big party for the girls. And then with the money they do, they give back scholarships for their sororities.
Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hello, Mr. Dew. Real quick, what is the occupancy of your...
135.
135, and how many attendees?
100.
100. That's all I had. Thank you.
Mr. Shildroff.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Dew, how are you?
I'm still tired.
Okay. Still tired.
Well, I have a couple questions. I had one of my residents come to me recently, and they were going to do some Sunday afternoon grocery shopping next door to you at Save-A-Lot. And they pulled into the lot around 3 o'clock 3 weeks ago on a Sunday afternoon, and a young lady was standing on the roof of her vehicle, intoxicated and drinking. And she had come from your establishment, and there were several other folks milling about, not dancing on cars, but coming and going. A liquor license is a privilege and not a right. And
I got a question real quick. How do you know she was coming from our restaurant?
I'm not done, Mr. Dew.
Okay.
Please, thank you. And I think this body gave you in good conscience a liquor license and voted. And you had to do a lot of renovations. You've put a lot of time, energy, and effort into that property. And I can appreciate that. But I would like to see you have a good or a better handle on some of the things that go on, maybe not in the parking lot. If somebody wants to dance and have some drinks, knock yourself out in your establishment. I get it. As opposed to on the roof of a vehicle in a pretty good shopping center next to a grocery store that a lot of people shop at.
I would like to say,
yes, sir.
At my restaurant, you can't bring liquor in nor take it out.
Okay, but...
So I'm not aware that what expired, what happened, but I don't know who the young person was or the old person was, but we can't bring liquor in or out, and we are not aware of that. But you definitely can't bring no liquor in or out in our establishment.
Okay.
So I can't speak on that.
Okay.
We weren't notified at the time when it happened.
Okay. Duly noted. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome, sir. I was just curious to know, so you're going to have this sorority. Will you still be open for business?
No, they want it just for them.
It's just be exclusive for that. And will there be a cover charge for people
yes,
to get in?
Cards. Yes.
And what will the purpose for that be?
The scholarships.
Oh, gotcha.
For the new sorors that come in.
So it's more contribution type?
It's 100% to their scholarships.
I see. Gotcha. I think as I recall looking through things, there was some question from the fire marshal about some forms, and I'm sure that is part of the process.
Yeah,
you've been made aware of that and working toward that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's still underseated. Like it's only 100 people.
Gotcha.
Coming.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck.
Mr. Dew, you came to this council on May 23rd of 22, and your original proposal, and the reason I bring that up now is kind of spinning up what Mr. Schildhoff just brought up. Your original proposal was going to be like a restaurant and a comedy club and a jazz club. And I told you at the time we had 4 or 5 establishments that we were dealing with, that a lot of these establishments, in my opinion, were restaurants that were identifying as nightclubs, and we don't allow nightclubs, or we don't have any that I know of in town. And you assured me that you came back again at the end of August and said your plan had changed. One of my concerns, and at the time, around that time, we were dealing with another establishment that I believe is no longer in town, and from numerous incidences. And I just want to make sure that, and I went through all the meetings, and I went through the ordinance. I want you to understand that I was made aware of an event that happened on July the 19th, 2023. That is where Officer Weber, who has wrote a memo to the chief, responded to a disturbance at 5:30 in the evening at your business. According to his memo to the chief, he arrived and there was a large group outside 2.0 Bar and Grill. Several of the employees of 2.0 Bar and Grill were outside involved in a physical disturbance with customers of the establishment. While parties were being separated, staff members went inside the establishment and locked the front door. Myself and Officer Freeman, DSN 739, attempted to gain access to the business to investigate the matter when we were denied access to the business by the employees who would not unlock the front door. It should be known that employees stated through the front door that the owner of 2.0 Bar and Grill was not on the scene or a manager was not on duty. About 10 minutes later, staff unlocked the front door, and Officer Freeman was able to observe the necessary liquor license, and eventually 3 patrons of the bar were arrested for peace disturbance. Mr. Dew was contacted and stated to the officer that the employees did not lock the door to the front establishment. Mr. Dew stated he would provide a copy of the video surveillance from the night of the incident. As of this writing, that has not yet to happen. I just want to make it sure you understand, Mr. Dew, as Mr. Shildroff said, a liquor license is a privilege. The business that was a restaurant masquerading as a nightclub is no longer in the city of Florissant.
Correct.
And will never come back in the city of Florissant.
Correct.
One of the things they did to earn that distinction, our attention, was locking the front doors and not cooperating with the police department.
Correct.
I don't have it in the ordinance that I was able to see that we mandate you as a restaurant owner to do that, but I would suggest that that's going to impact your liquor license when we go to renewal should this continue to happen. Is that fair?
Correct.
And can I get your...
No, I understand it 100%, and I'm much appreciative of the liquor license, but I also stated I wasn't there that day, and I emailed him the picture of the time that the incident happened because I didn't have all the footage. Because with my cameras, they got a lot of the footage, but they didn't get it all. I emailed him when the cop came in that they did let him in. But once again, I'm much appreciative of my liquor license, and my place is a restaurant. If you go to there, you see kids in there, of all ages. I'm talking about from babies and up. I don't use that platform as a club. At any time of the night, kids will be there. And when I say kids, I'm talking about people with their families. You can go there tonight. I guarantee you see about 3 little kids in there. So I don't use my platform, and I don't take it lightly. I use my platform for what it is. It's a family restaurant. And they can come in at any time of the night, any time of the daytime they want.
But please understand that where I work, I happen to supervise 12 people or 14 people. And if I'm not there, I've gotten in trouble because I wasn't there and they were either poorly trained or they're poorly supervised.
They have been...
Ultimately, this is your baby,
I
right?
terminated 3 employees. They have been terminated that day. And I was gone there. I had literally left like 40-some minutes ago to take a nap. And you see what can happen. But they have been terminated, and I don't take this position lightly.
Very good. As I said in August and September of 22, I want you to be, and I hope you're very, very successful. I'm going to vote to approve this request, but I wanted you to be aware that I was also aware of that incident, and we take those type of instances very seriously.
I do so.
Are there any other comments? Not seeing none. There's a motion on the floor that is seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the special event permit is granted. Thank you. Have a good event.
Thank you.
Bill for first reading. Bill number 9906.
Ordinance appropriating the Community Development Block Grant CDBG funds to the 2023 fiscal year for the City of Florissant.
Bill number 9907.
Ordinance establishing the rate of taxation to be levied upon all real estate and tangible personal property in the City of Florissant, County of St. Louis, State of Missouri, for the year 2023 for the payment of interest and principal on general obligation bonds authorized by the voters at the special bond election on August 2nd, 2022.
Bill number 9908.
Ordinance amending Chapter 340, Section 340290, miscellaneous driving rules, and deleting Section 210580.
Mr. Shildroth moves for a second reading. That'll be seconded by myself. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance amending Chapter 340, Section 340290, miscellaneous driving rules, and deleting Section 210580.
Mr. Shildroth moves for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Siam? Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Ordinance amending Chapter 340, Section 340290, miscellaneous driving rules, and deleting Section 210580.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to comment towards this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Siam? Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes. Bill number 9908 passes and becomes ordinance number 8911. Bill number 9909.
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit to allow for a carry-out restaurant in the existing B3 Extensive Business District located at 2636 North Highway 67.
Next item on the agenda is council announcements. Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple things here. Tomorrow night is the last Florissant Food Truck Nights food truck event of the season, of the year. So I encourage everybody to come up, get some good food, listen to some good music, and then move a couple blocks down the road to the Irish, where I'm sure you will let everybody know about, Mr. President. And then 2 weeks from this Saturday is the first annual Florissant Italian Festival that everybody's been waiting for, hopefully. But please join us from 11 to 8 at the 50 Rue St. Francis, the night grounds, now the Duchesne Home Association grounds. But join us for great food, live music, things for the activities for the kids. And we will also have a bocce tournament. Bocce for Mrs. Pagano. You said bocce last night. But anyway, we will have our bocce tournament is open for 16 teams. Those are still, team slots are still available, open to men, open to women, open to mixed teams. Please go to the website KFC2951.org and click on the Italian Festival, and you can sign up for the bocce tournament there. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Manganelli. Mr. O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to note that Amore's Pizza, a restaurant here in Florissant on St. Francis Street, is hosting the 4th annual Dine to Donate weekend in support of St. Baldrick's Foundation. St. Baldrick's is an organization that helps to support children with cancer. Amore's is donating 10% of all sales that weekend, Friday, September 22nd, Saturday, September 23rd, and Sunday, the 24th. And I would encourage anyone to participate in that to help support that effort. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. Mr. Siam.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to announce real quick, more on this next time, I guess, but Mr. Parson and I will be having a joint ward meeting on Tuesday, October 10, I think it is, at 6:30 p.m. in the gymnasium of the Egan Center. So I think Mayor Lowry and members of the administration will be there. So please attend if you can. Invites should be going out in the mail soon. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Siam. As Mr. Manganelli alluded to, the Halfway to St. Patrick's Day party is tomorrow night at the VFW Hall down on St. Francis Street, and the band Kapow will be playing. They do some great music. It's free. Come and hang out, and we'll get revved up for the 2024 parade. Mayor Lowry.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this Saturday, September the 16th, the city's going to have the 14th annual Glow Run, Light the Darkness, 1 mile, 5K. And that's going to be from 5 p.m. They'll have food vendors, games, and raffles. And then at 7:15, the run begins. So please come out to St. Ferdinand Park on Saturday night. So we have a plaque dedication that will take place for the late Sue Mitchell, which is set for Wednesday, September 27th, in front of 111 Rue St. Francis, before the start of our last Wednesday Night Out festival, which will be at Hendel's, and on the street in front of Hendel's on St. Denis Street. The National Night Out this year is Tuesday, October the 3rd. So please gather your neighbors and make it an evening with filled with community spirit and unity, and that'll be from 6 to 8. And please register with the city so the police department and myself and other members of the council can come and attend your block party. The Florissant Police Department and the Florissant Valley Fire Protection District is also going to co-sponsor a haunted house this year. And that's going to take place on 2 separate Fridays, October 6th and October 13th, on both nights from 5 to 6. We'll be kid-friendly from 6 to 9. We'll be a little extra scary. I think the chief will be there at the 6 to 9 one. The haunted house is located at the Firefighters Training House, which is also 111 St. Francis Street. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next meeting of the Florissant City Council is September 25th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Mr. Siam makes a motion to adjourn this meeting. That is seconded by Mr. Schildroff. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the council shall stand adjourned. Real quick, turn this on. All right.